Today we're gonna be installing waterproofing GoBoard on the shower walls, and we're gonna be also wet shimming the wall, which is pretty much leveling. So what I also like to do when it comes to waterproofing, I like to install it so it is perfectly level, because then when you have any crookedness you can see it also, and you can measure also. Like I can do the windows and have it exactly leveled and perfect where I need it to be. So also when you have like a rough cut somewhere in the corner, it's better to leave the factory edge where you're gonna butt them one to another. So just marked 5 inches. I'm gonna chop 5 inches off this side, so then I'll have the seam exactly here. With GoBoard it goes pretty fast. If you drop your T-square, there's no need to measure nothing other than your mark. Just like that. You trim it. This blade. And then you simply snap it. Thank you for joining, everyone. Hi, Doggy Life. Hi, thank you for joining. So pretty much you score it and then you snap it. That's it. I like to keep pieces because they might come handy at some moment. So I'll probably mark where I have these studs, because they were placed not by myself but by somebody, and if someone needs to find it to maybe put the grab bar in future, I'll take my tape and measure it. Thank you for joining, everyone. Hi, Jeremiah Agustin. Are you hunting? I'm hunting for quality when it comes to bathroom remodeling. So in some sense, why are you asking? Am I hunting? In general, I don't. Maybe if I had friends who do that, maybe I would have started, but it's just me. So it is 22 inches. 22 inches. And I will make that mark here. It's easy to erase it since it's a pencil. And it goes from here pretty much to this stud. So probably no one gonna use it, but just in case, it's better to have the mark, so if someone need them, they have it. So before I'll mix anything, I wanna just make sure that I have right size of the boards. So them first to see. I want the driving screws the way it should be permanently, but it's just for me pretty much to have it in place. So I already checked unevenness on this wall and these gray screws that you might see. I put my laser level and I projected the plumb line and flat line all over the wall, so I know where my high spots are and I know where I need to be exactly. So what I will do now, guys, I'll put my laser level. Thank you for joining, everyone. You good? That looked like it took a lot of work. Yeah, kinda. So I framed this. You can see I framed this niche, put a couple of blocks because um, there was some need for like a grab bars before, and I put them just to have them exactly where they were. So I also put like a bottom plate here so it won't wiggle, and over here it's a bench actually. So I framed the bench and it will be tiled also. So let me show you. It is right over here, like a triangle bench. So yeah, and now I leveled that wall with pretty much by driving screws exactly to the plumb line. Now I'm gonna put my laser level, so then we can start putting our boards exactly where they should be. I have like a tripod over here, just like that, so I can pretty much install my laser on any height I want, and I can bring it up or down. So now I'm gonna turn it on. I don't need verticals, I just need my horizontal line, and then I'm gonna bring it up to make it flush with my window sill. So a little bit lower. Yeah, somewhere here. So it's self-leveling, so usually it goes exactly where it should. Yeah, there are some of them that you can even, like in my case, I have to release the lever and bring it down, but there are fancy ones that you can just, it has like a handle, so you can rotate it and it will bring it higher or lower. So very good. Let me show you what I just did. So I turn on that laser, so then I have the line over here, and it's the bottom of my window sill. And now I'm gonna put this board, and like I said, now it's just for the pretty much for my measuring purposes. So I see my line, and I will align this piece exactly with the laser line. And as you can already see, it does stick out more. Like, let me drive one screw here, one screw here, just like that, and then another one right here, and yeah, just like that. And for now I'm not securing them, like I said, it's just for me to see the actual size, so I can measure the bottom, and I'll probably cut the piece for a bench now, since it should be covered with the upper piece. Thank you for joining, everyone. Guys, like this live stream by double tapping the screen and consider subscribing to the channel. So I have the bench now that needs to be also waterproofed. So I put that OSB here just to have it nice and solid, and I glued the whole thing, nailed it, screwed it, so it's nice and good. So now I'm gonna grab one sheet of GoBoard, and just to save time, what I will do, I'll just put it like that. Since it's like a triangle, I'll just bring it to the inside. Okay, I tried to do that, but we have the drywall on this side. So then I'll just do like that. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to measure. If I can avoid it, I will always avoid measuring, because you'll have much more accurate mark if you just trace it exactly where it should go. So just to make sure. I'll probably cut the bottom first, guys. So the bottom piece is 38 and 1/8. 38 and 1/8 by 18 and 3/4. 18 and 3/4. A little bit less. So this shower will have a Schluter pen on the bottom. That's why the bench now is 18 and 3/4, but when I build the floor, it won't be so high as it is now. So I'm gonna mark 38 and 1/8, 38 1/8. Actually, yeah, I wish I had the piece that would be wide enough, but I don't have it. So you know what? I would need to go and see how many boards I have in general, just so I don't screw up nice piece. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you for staying tuned. Hi, Ron Wade. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you again, Ron. So yeah, give me a second. I need to check how many boards we have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and in the garage I have 3. So I have 6 in the garage, which is plenty. 6, and I have more than enough. 10. So I can easily cut it. So it's 38. Yeah, this is 36. Okay, this is 38 and 1/8. And it needs to be 18 and 3/4. 18 and 3/4. It's right here. Maybe even a little bit less, just like that. This is why I like GoBoard. Like you don't have to use any tool other than your blade. I'll put the mark with my pencil, and it is just to see the line in case if I move it while I'm cutting it. So yeah, this material is just amazing, and the price for it is pretty good. So it's much better than using any cement boards, anything like that. I mean, of course, like Schluter boards are also good, but they have different price. And if you need to buy a few more, you can just go sometimes and get them. They might not have them in stock, but at least GoBoard, you can always get it at Lowe's. But when it comes to shower, it's better to be ready and buy your materials and find a local supplier that can give you the best price as a Schluter partner, because usually you get a lot of overhang that you have to pay for at the store. Okay. Perfect. So I cut that. Then I'm cutting the actual side. You just snap it. Just like that. And it's ready. And usually I have some spacers that I put on the floor. I don't let it sit on the dust, because when you waterproof it, then you want it to be nice and sealed. Hi, Vampy Diva. Hello, what you doing? I'm doing some waterproofing for the shower. So I'm installing waterproof boards. If you want to have a nice shower that it's not leaking and doesn't have mold or anything like that, you have to put and do right waterproofing. So this is exactly what I'm doing. So that's it. Here is, I have some wood that's kind of sticking out after I ran quite a few screws into that thing. So I'll have to chip it with my knife. Make sure it's not sticking out anymore. So okay, so it looks like we are good here. Yeah, looks like we are good, and this is exactly where our board should go. So perfect. So now I'm gonna get my screws and I'll start putting it in place. So there are quite few screws that can be used for that system. I like blue GoBoard screws that usually you just have to fill the hole with their caulk after, like silicone, and but you can get them only online. I don't know why they stopped selling them. So I got like a Baker board screws that are having pretty similar design to their GoBoard, and I'm using them. And you just drive them deep enough so then you can top it with your silicone, like caulking, whatever it is. Let me bring you guys closer so you can maybe see it better. Yep, just like that. Thank you for joining, everyone. Consider subscribing to the channel and like this live stream. So yeah, this is the bench. It's gonna be 36 inches after we have tile here, so now it is a little bit wider than that. Also, it's gonna be a pan on the floor, and I like to run my screws somewhere where the tape is gonna cover them. So it's usually somewhere here, just like that. Yep. Yep, too high. So now I just have one more point that wasn't quite necessary here. So usually if you make the hole where it shouldn't be, you just get their sealant and you just squeeze that sealant inside the hole so it pushes in a little bit extra. And then you can use putic knife or anything that you can to smear it. So I have my multi-tool blade with a scraper. I'll just like that. excessive, it's not bad, it's even better. So especially I'm gonna have a large format tile here, so it will be like covered perfectly. So I'm gonna run one more screw here at the center. And the size of the tile is like 12 by 24, so it will be holding just perfectly great. And also, like when you're done with your screws, you do the same stuff. You put this mastic caulking, whatever, and they say that you have to smear it and like have 2-inch overlap, but I usually fill that hole and I leave something like that. To me, it's more than enough. And I would be using tip knife, not my multi-tool for that. It's just to illustrate, pretty much. And I use my drill because it's easier to control the depth than the impact drill. Impact drill also be making like some extra noise. So, and I'm gonna use this piece for the top of that bench, which hopefully it will be deep enough. Yep, it is. Now I'm gonna get so what I will do, guys, I'll probably score it. Yeah, here's my knife. I'll do like that. Because most of the time anyways you need square pieces, and if you don't have a square piece, I mean, it's not much you can do with some kind of triangle or whatever. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just put it like that. And I wanted to overlap that bottom piece because when it comes to water, you better have like everything done logically right. So I can use my knife probably right away, but I'll use my pencil for now. And you see, without any measuring, we can just get the knife and cut it. Let me know in the chat where you are watching from, which state and which country, and consider subscribing to the channel and like this live stream as well. So here it is. I like to go like one more time just to have more of a straight kind of joint. Break it. Yeah, I mean, I will keep this piece, but most likely I won't be able to use it anywhere other than maybe the niche. So let's see what we just cut. So I framed it under, and it has one stud like that and pretty much triangle, but I decided to put some extra piece of OSB since it was laying here on the job site, and it will give it a little bit extra rigidity. So it's probably, yeah, this is the top. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get my caulking gun and I'll put the sealant. I know that I have a little bit more of a gap, so then I'll add more here and less here, so just like that. In this case it's better to put more than less, because you want that thing to squeeze out and your cavities, everything. So then we just align it, the edge, and then make sure that it pushes nice and good, and that you don't have any gaps. You can give it a little bit left to right, but you already can see that I have enough sealant in here. Yeah, and then whatever's sticking out. Usually they say that you have to apply also like 2 inches of sealant, but I will do it after, and I'll be filling those nail holes and everything, because I don't want to kind of have my clothes dirty, even though it's a work clothes. But anyways, so, and now we have this OSB, so I can put screws anywhere I want. Anywhere I want, guys. So and I don't drive them too deep, because you want the screw to hold it, and that's it. I can actually use some longer screws just so it will be attached not only to the uncommon woman, so it will be attached not only to the OSB, but will go through and hit the stud under it as well. And I have these screws, which are also Baker board, but they're different. They are longer, and yeah, I just want to make sure that it stays supported the way it should. So I'll remove these 3. And I'll put this one. So you see, so the difference is that one is taller than another, and also, I mean, this head is a little bit more thicker, which is not that good for GoBoard. That's why I chose these like gray screws for most of the bathroom. Guys, like this live stream and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss out opportunities to learn and maybe implement some of those solutions for your bathrooms in future. Or if you do the same kind of stuff, like remodeling, just to kind of hang out together. And yep, so 2, and then the third one is gonna go somewhere here. And then another one right here. and another right here just to support the corner better. Perfect. And then there is no frame here, so I can use one screw here. Another screw here. And then proceed with the one screws as well. Just run one more here. Just go deep enough to be able to top it with some silicone, like GoBoard sealant, and then the same stuff for here, guys. One and two. It's better to put more because you don't want to have any movement when in the future someone will sit on it and it will have tile, not a stone. But if it was for me to choose, I would use some stone, like for the countertop, and for the curb the same stuff, maybe for the bottom of the niche also I like to use the same kind of style, so it matches. It looks better to me, and also it gives me a little bit of a easy time, because when you have just a like single piece, you can just drop it in place, bring your tile and have some overhang. But with tile you have to do all this like Schluter trim and everything, and it's not that convenient, like, to me. So okay, I have one more stud here, so I'll run one more screw right in the center, somewhere here, and then I will fill every screw with the sealant. But for now I just wanted to have it, so then when I install this board it sits on the top of my GoBoard, and after it's sealed, like, there's no way for the moisture to go, because if I'll install the wall first and then this thing, then I'll have some gap. Of course I can seal it, but it's better to kind of go an extra mile every time. So okay, we have that piece. Now it's time to it's time to measure that kind of stuff. And also it's tricky. It's quite tricky because I could have cut this side and make it like 45 degree, like I cut framing before. Just want to sit, take a seat and check how it feels. It feels great. It feels great. The only thing, it's angled when you have your shower head kind of like shooting here. So if it was like a straight one, you will be sitting like that, and it might have been better. But I mean, it's better than not to have any seat. So okay, so let's do that thing. So I have piece like that, which is now shorter, but it's exact size. And this one is also, so this one will go on the top. Okay, so let's get another sheet. Actually don't need the laser, so I'll turn it off because I don't want to drop it. That thing is like 350 bucks. It's better not to drop it on the floor, because after it won't show you it won't show you the right level after that. Most likely when it does fall, it won't go anywhere. So now I need to measure. Probably it will tend to fall like that. Yep, of course it will. Okay, anyways, yeah, so smeared some of that silicone, and let's measure what we have here. So we have 26 and 7/8 the gap, and 4 is pretty level, so I'm pretty sure it's the same here. 26 and a little bit less. 26 and 7/8 without gap. So what I will do, I will measure 26 and 3/4, almost, just a little bit less. Yep, 26 and 3/4. 26 and 3/4. 3/4. Okay, just like that. So then when you need to cut it longwise and you don't want to spend a lot of time on it, what I usually do, let me show you what I like to do. When it comes cutting it longwise. So you get yourself like a chalk line. You see this DeWalt stuff? It has a chalk inside, and you grab your knife. So you go, and I hit the mark here, and I usually, even my measurements is a little bit off there, I like to catch the sweet spot and just cut it straight, because when I reuse this piece, I can use it and it will be parallel. That's why. So I have my mark, I get my knife, I will make a notch like that. Then you get your rope, you slide it kind of in this cut, and then you bring it all the way to here. You align the mark on the other side and you just snap it. I think I just snapped it a little bit. Yeah, it's okay. And you just take it, because it has a metal on the other side, but if you place the metal like that, then you have about like an inch that doesn't leave any line for you. So then when you need to use your knife, you don't see the exact line. So this is the way, and then you just take it like that. You get your knife and you just cut it exactly where that mark is. And we're not gonna worry about the cut being not exactly perfect, but I have enough muscle memory to cut it straight. So once and another cut. Just again, not to have it angled. So we cut that thing, then we snap it. Just like that. Just like that. This piece, we're gonna just place it right here. And again, so I'm gonna grab my laser, and I need to trim a little bit this side before we will measure and cut the board. So because the bench is kind of triangle, I'll need to shave a little bit of that GoBoard to make it flat, because now in the corner, just to illustrate, so when we have the bench and then we have the wall, if I will align it, I don't want to have this kind of triangle cavity in the corner. So I'll need to shave that corner in order to be able to bring it flush. So let me show you, and it will be much more clear just in a second. So I placed my laser and I will trim that thing. Actually, I figured that this scraper on the multi-tool, it cuts even better sometimes than the actual blade, guys. So what I do now, it's mostly for the waterproofing purposes, so you can butt it exactly where it should be. So I'm gonna trim it like that. I apologize for this annoying noise, but it was the price we all had to pay to have it nice and waterproof in this corner. So now guys, when we have this corner, and we have our board that we're gonna place, it has a flat surface to butt to, just like that. So then we can apply our waterproofing and it will actually waterproof the corner. But if it was just like a cavity inside here, it won't be waterproof. And then we'll run our caulking and we'll just caulk that corner. And it also does affect the way how we have to measure it. So this is just a little detail about the small areas like that when you have something angled and you have to kind of butt straight surface to it. So, and I'm gonna do then after the same thing for the other side on the left. So now we take our board that we already measured, place it like that, place it like that. And now we can mark where we need to do our cut, which is right here. And then in order to see how high we need to do that, all we need to do is just, we can always measure it, but like I said, I always try to avoid measuring. If you can just drop the piece in place, just like so. You see, I put it here. Won't be such a big gap, but maybe just like that. So I put my mark just like that. And then also, because we positioned our board using the level, I can now just use my T-square and it will be perfectly square. So we have this mark and we have this one, and we just need to get rid of the corner piece. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mark it here. I'm gonna mark it on this side as well. And we can always, we have room to the left, so we can always make the piece tiny bit shorter, and if we have the gap in the corner, it will be covered with the side wall. So I take my knife, and then I just cut it. When it comes to the intersection here, don't go too hard, maybe stop a little bit before the actual corner, then cut it, so then you don't have the cut which might leak in future in case if you haven't sealed it. And then we cut this side as well. So this one I'll just snap. So I'll take that, but for the vertical it's much easier for me to cut, so I'll cut all the way through. It will take multiple passes for me. Just like that. Perfect. In this one, like I said, we just snap it. Perfect. Much easier than cement board, isn't it? So let me know in the chat if you have any questions. No mask working next to insulation. I'm working next to insulation, so not that critical. So should be good. And it's would be extremely hard for me to communicate, especially I won't Sound. I probably hit my microphone, guys. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. If there is a sound right now. Okay, so let's see. Pretty strong. No, it's not enough, so I have to trim that bottom as well. Teeny bit. So yeah, so this gap can go something like that. And again, I'm lazy, so I'll just use my razor blade and I will do it freehand. So because anyways it will be caulked and I'll be the one who will caulk it. So just cut a little bit off, just like that. So might have some more, a little bit maybe. Yeah, tiny bit more from the back. Yeah, now it is perfect because we have the gap and we can fill it. Like I said, this stuff also will fill it with sealant. So we have the bottom piece ready. We have this beautiful bench ready. And now we need to cut the piece for here. Let me know if you can hear me now. Why it is so short. So, hi Mustafa Koch. Sound now. Okay, we have sound now. Hi Dalton Shane. You're ready for inspection. Yeah, I mean, come check. Come check it. So, I don't know, when it comes to waterproofing, pretty much you are the only person who is inspecting it, and the end result speaks for itself. If it doesn't leak, it doesn't leak. If you do everything in accordance with manufacturer specifications, it should be good. Hi Mustafa. Hi, thank you. I see you. I see you. So when you say why is it so short, what do you mean? What's exactly short? The piece of GoBoard or what? What do you mean? Because it's 3x5. The size of the sheet is 3x5, and nobody makes the walls for you to use just a full sheet. You have to trim it and do something. So if you're asking about that, this is pretty much the answer. So I'm gonna get another board. I actually have one piece that was just about the same size, so I don't want to trim the new board just for that teeny tiny piece. So let me see which one it was. It was either this one or yeah, it was this one. So anyways, I'll have to cut the piece for here, so I'll just do it like that. So this is the factory edge, and I'll do it like that. Again, like no measuring, no nothing, just tiny gap on the opposite side. My marks here, and pretty much I can use a T-square to line them up, but I'll just place the T-square, and I'll be using T-square for this. That's it. Just like that, yeah. And I'll just cut it pretty much to mark and see where it's at. And then I cut it. And it will be perfect except the gap on the bottom, because the bottom of the bench is pinched towards the drain, and it's not square, which is exactly the way it should be. So what I will do, I'll get my pencil, which I always put in the pocket, what I shouldn't do. So yeah, just like that, teeny tiny gap for the adhesive. We mark our slope, then I'll cut it. Again, no measuring. I don't like measuring because it's not that exact. But when you mark it exactly where the piece is, usually you have great reference. So that board was sticking out, so this is the reference for me. In the bottom it has a screw, and this board was sticking out, so pretty much that's it. And here I have the screws. So I'll place this board, I'll push it against the screws, and then when I'll be so that's it. Again, I'll run another screw just to hold it in place, to be able to measure the top. Of course, you can always cut a bigger piece, but I don't want to waste the decent piece of material just for that. Just like that. So then we can mark and cut another piece on the top. Hi, Chris Sullivan. Hi, I can hear you just fine. Okay, that's great. That's great that you can hear me. Good to know. Good to know. Because I have a microphone. Okay, now it's focused back. Thank you for joining, guys. Consider subscribing to the channel and like this live stream to give me some extra power to go. So let me see what piece I have. I have another small piece that I will use on the top, which is this one. It happens to have okay, I would need to have I apologize, guys. Somehow my stream got interrupted, but I'm back. So thank you for having you still. I had a hard time seeing if it's like if it's worse was like that. So I'm sorry. Thank you for staying tuned and thank you for joining. It was some kind of internet problem. Okay, I'm gonna run my I'm gonna use my laser and I'll just cut. Probably I will put my T-square to make it really nice and straight, just like that. Just like that, guys. I'll do it just like that. Perfect. Perfect. And like I previously said, I'm gonna be wet shimming that whole wall. I will mix the compound and I will wet shim it. That's why I'm not putting sealant. I'm not putting enough screws. It's not because I'm just some funky guy that just does some weird, weird random stuff. So this is because I'm just preparing all of this. Just like that. Okay, so we have the bottom section ready and let's do the top. Thank you for joining again. Hi Wisty11. Thank you for joining back, everyone. So let's switch now and do, guys, the top section. I'm trying to adjust my tripod just like that. So it will be much easier for the top since we have. Let me put something under my tripod, guys, so you can see stuff on the top. Since I have another tripod, but for some reason I didn't have it with me now, so I'll try to deal with what I have so you can see it nice and well. Guys, give this live stream a like. There is one more like that is missing to have 30 likes. So double tap that screen to give it a like and press the subscribe button, guys, to subscribe to the channel to see more videos like future. Okay, so now we're gonna do the top, and what I will do, I will set my laser again. I'll set it on the very top. I'm gonna try to be careful. Just like that. Okay. Okay, perfect. So it should be exactly, yeah, you see, whoever framed the window, it's like off, and it seems like the window itself also is not level because of that, but what you can do about it. So I'm gonna grab my step ladder, and you'll see why I did it just in a moment. Why I set the laser. So I see that this board was damaged, so I'll probably bring a few more boards. It's damaged on the corner, but anyways, like, if I have better material, better quality, why should I use something that's not really as good, since I can give quality than I could. So let me guys bring that. Let me bring a few more. Few more sheets. And while I'm bringing them, let me know if you can hear me well, and also drop in the chat where you are watching from, which state, which country. Are you a remodeler as well, or you're just a DIY, or anything? Like, if you have any questions, also drop them in the chat while I'm setting those boards to be able to use them. Thank you for your likes, guys, and your subscription. There is still one more like that I'm missing to have 30 likes. So double tap that screen to give me another like. So we have one more board. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my drill. And I'll set it right here inside the niche. I'm gonna get also screws and do the same. Now I'll get a few screws with me. And let's lift this panel. Lift it up. Okay. Then I'll get my pencil. I'll do a few marks that will be covered with the tile on the top to see where my screws are. So then when I drill, I don't drill exactly here and I don't have interference with any of these screws. Perfect. Okay, here's right here. And also we have one screw here, another screw here, another screw here, another here, again another here, another screw here, another one right over here. So guys, now my board tends to follow me. What I will do, I'll lift it all the way up, just like that, and I'll make it flush to the ceiling, and yeah, I'll push it all the way up. Then I get my drill with a couple of screws, and then I'll drive one screw right here. I think I hit it right in between the studs, so I'll keep it there, but I'll use another one. Another one right here. What's going on? I need to use longer screws. It's okay. It's okay because I can still put a few screws at the bottom right here. Just like that. It's gonna be holding enough. And then another one. I'll lift it. It's already pressed somewhere, so it's okay. So that's it here. Just like that. I wish it was just all plump and you just put these boards, attach the screw, and it's just good to go. But we live not in a perfect world, and you always have to kind of mess with all this stuff. Yeah, I hit it exactly in between the studs, and it's quite a big gap. At least maybe there is some meat behind it, but it's just not enough. And I have few screws that are from the drywall that I need to remove, and I just noticed that on the top because I removed the drywall because whoever was drywaller, they put the drywall in the showers at first, so I don't know. At some point they just had to remove this drywall, which is what they did, but they left the lip on the very top for some reason. So thank you guys for joining. Here you okay from Missouri. Thank you. Thank you. It's good that you can hear me. It's good that you can hear me again. So now when I have it in place, again, I won't be measuring nothing like you can see. What I will do, I'll just get my knife and I'll just score at the bottom here. And my laser, it's the exact line where it should be. So I'll probably put my T-square, just so I have a nice straight line and it doesn't wobble, doesn't go anywhere. And then I just use my razor blade it always tends to kind of be pushed down, so then I have to look more at the laser line. So I'll probably use just a laser line for now. So I cut it, now I see where it's at. Now I can cut it even deeper. Okay. I have another laser which I will just use for this small section right here. I'll set it right just like that. I'll mark it. Just like that. Okay, where's my knife? Oh, it's my knife is in the GoBoard, guys. I was like, where I put it? Where did I put my knife? It's my life. It's my knife. It's now or never. And yeah, this one I'll cut all the way through. And now I can just, I should be able, but I cut it a little bit off, so I have to cut this one also. All the way through. Perfect. And now when we install this piece, even this one is slightly off the level, I can always put some adhesive or some Simset, and it will be exactly where it should be, guys. So we have this piece. We need to cut one more small piece for here. almost. Sometimes I'm lucky. Sometimes I can fit stuff where it usually won't. Okay, just like that. Now we have that piece. Now I just need to trim the height. And also leave a little bit of a gap for the caulking, for sealant, stuff like that. Okay, this one is ready. It has a little gap, just perfect. And now, guys, let's do this side. So let's see what pieces we have. If there's anything we can use for that, which I believe we should have something. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you for your likes. Thank you, guys. Like this live stream by double tapping your screen, and consider subscribing to the channel as well. Thank you for joining. So let's do the top piece now. The top piece. Let me see. Will this one? Yeah, you see, this one should fit exactly. So I will probably I'll do it like that. Like that. I will mark it here. And then I pretty much will I'll run my T-square and I'll cut it again. So no measuring, guys. I always just use the piece. I bring it next to the section that needs to be covered, and then I just trim it. It is slightly crooked, but it's gonna be covered with another board from this side. So no need to be perfectly perfect. Again. Okay, just like that. Yep. Just like that. Unfortunately, I have those drywall screws on the top that I haven't removed. it's not going to be an obstacle, because now I'm just pretty much cutting the pieces, and then when I have all of them ready, I'll take the bucket, I'll mix some mud, and then I'll put it right on the studs, and it will give me nice and perfect and just like that. Just like that. I'll just run one screw here. Yeah, it could have been a little bit tighter than that, but just like that. Like that. Perfect. Great. I'm gonna grab the small laser, and I'll make one more line. And I need to find my pencil, and I put it in my pocket again. Just like that. And this one, yeah, it's not quite easy to hold it in your hand. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna use this T-square again. So I like using it. Probably. Or maybe I won't. I need to get a piece with like nice straight. Okay, just like that. I'll probably set the laser, though I don't know if it will reach. Probably won't reach this high. The small one. It actually does. Just need to see it. Okay. Here it is. It's hard to see. Yeah, this is the difference between the green laser and red laser. Probably I can only see it on my, like, visually with my eyes. But on the camera, you won't be able to see it probably through the camera. Okay, perfect. Again, I'm just being lazy, guys. You can always measure and get yourself nice, comfortable posture on the table or anywhere and cut it, but I'm not that kind. I create myself challenges always. And if I can save some time by doing so, I'll continue doing that. So that's it. Bounce. Perfect. Yeah, and it can go right here. Yes, it was hit by something, but I can feel this. There is this caulking, and it won't be a problem at all. Okay, we have this. And now we have that. And after that, guys, I will mix some stuff, and it will be quite funky to watch that, because we would have to put the actual joint compound, or I mean, I'll be using hot mud, but it could have been the like synset. I just want to secure it. Okay, yeah, just like that. Perfect. And we'll start installing them. So from the bottom, or I mean probably from this one, I'll also drive the screws, so it will be 1, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and then 8. Perfect. Maybe I will even mix this instead, guys. Yeah, probably I'll mix the synset, so I'll run my screws, but I won't be tightening them all the way to the wall. So I'm gonna grab the bucket, and we will continue doing so. So okay, you have hi Skyline JTR. Don't you just love when you cut something perfectly only to find out the piece you cut can also be useful? Man, that's that is the pure pleasure. That's absolutely right, Skyline JTR. It's always it's always that way. You cut it and you'll be like, "Whew, that works perfectly." So as you can see, we put some on the bench. I need to turn off my small laser, by the way. So, and we are getting ready to start putting this stuff in place. So after I mix some synset, we'll start taking off those boards, and I'll start applying the synset on the walls, and we can start from that, guys. So for now, consider subscribing, and let me know if you have any questions. So I'm gonna bring some synset, and I will point the camera so you can see me mixing stuff, but you would have to wait a little bit, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for staying tuned, everyone. Let me know actually what's the picture quality, because I'm using my old iPhone 8, and it might be not that great actually. It's good to see you, Skyline JTR, by the way. Long time no see. I'm always happy to see you in the chat. Okay, so I have my synset here, and I'll need to bring as well.